Well, in this week's About Your Retirement, we continue to explore what you should consider before you decide on a retirement home. Jake McWhirter joins me now to talk about this. We've noticed a lot more retirement communities popping up. Why is that?
Well, I think first of all is the fact that we have a need for our older generation currently, but there's also the anticipation and the knowledge that the baby boomer generation is coming on, and it's estimated that 10,000 baby boomers turn 50
Wow.
every day. It's also estimated that 50% or half of every household has a family member that's 50 years or older. And so what this computes to is the fact that there are almost 80 million baby boomers that are becoming the older generation. And I think another interesting statistic is they're estimating now that people 55 and older are growing 3 times faster, that population growing 3 times faster
Wow.
than the population at large. And so it's very evident that there's an increasing need for health services and for more retirement and assisted living communities to house this increasing population.
There's a lot of things to consider, including, amenities and those kinds of things. We talked about that in the past. What are the key things you really have to think about when it comes to that?
Well, I think a question, like this that's often asked is the fact who really owns and operates assisted living communities. And from what I've observed, there's basically 2 types. You have large corporations and you have smaller family-owned companies that own and operate assisted living communities. And I think one of the first things that you obviously have to look for is your care, your quality of life. Is your safety the #1 priority? I know oftentimes with large corporations, they have groups of investors, the owners live in other states or even in other countries, and so that gives a little bit of an advantage to the smaller companies. I think it's very important to look for communities, and I've always said that the best communities have a full-time RN or registered nurse that is not just on staff and taking care of the charts and the paperwork and making sure that all that's in order. That's obviously very important, but I think equally important is that you have a nursing professional that is in the community on a daily and weekly basis. And then I think another important consideration would be to make sure the community that you're choosing offers a multiple level of care so that you know that if more needs arise as our bodies age and mature, that we're going to have a better opportunity to have those needs met.
All right, good advice as usual, Jim. Thanks so much for being here.